Congratulations, you've received your power bundle, or you're about to receive it. And I would like to show you today an unboxing and a setup video, how to set it up properly. Now I will take my time this time because everybody said I'm way too fast. So I will start unboxing the super bundle first, and then we look at the power bundle, the bubble bundle, where we can add all the different bubblers and how we connect them as well. So I'll move this to the side for the moment. You see behind me in the screen everything that we discuss here, and I record that with the camera, and Benjamin is following me through with the close-up so that we can blend them in as well. So when you open up your bundle, you will find that it is nicely wrapped with a lid. You have in here, as you can see behind me, the ozone generator, the power setup with all different power plugs. You have the oxygen flow regulator, which we use to connect to the bottle. And then here all your accessories, your oil, and all the different little bits and pieces. So let's just take the ozone generator out first, which is what we need. And we unpack that. And we put that here. Now the next thing we need is the power supply. Now I have my power supply already here, so I leave this in the box. But it's very simple. You connect the country adjustment that you need to your power supply and plug that in. Then we take out the oxygen flow regulator. Now this is the Australian flow regulator for industrial oxygen. Now I have here a medical bottle, so I will use my medical flow regulator, but whatever you have, you use the one that is sent in your box that fits to your bottle. They are all very easy to connect, except that we use a wrench, like something to tighten when you use the Australian and the American, so that you get it sealed. The medical is very easy, you don't need it there. So let me put this back into the box and back into the bundle, because we don't need it here. We take out the hose, which we will need, and that's it. Power supply back into the box, and we take out all the little bits and pieces. And I will show them to you all in increments. So let me just place this all here so that you can see it, and take the box out of the way. All right. Now, number one, you plug in the power point to your power plug, and then you connect your ozone generator to power. And that will give you the red light. This shows that it's on. It doesn't produce any ozone yet, but it is connected to power. You have your oil. You have your treatment bag, which we use for later to do treatments, external wound treatments. You have here a little accessory bag. Then you have your 2 insufflation bags, which will show you as well how you use them. And let me just place everything here so that we can see it under the camera. And we have the 10 catheters, a destruct unit, and the ozone hose. Is it all in the picture? Yes, including the scissors, which we don't need. All right. Now that's all the setup that you will need. Now when you take the hose, I will do it just to show you properly how it's done. When you take it out of your box, you want to check if it has somewhere been kinked. Now sometimes in the box they get a little squeeze, and that's something when they are kinked like that and they're stored for long, that part glues together. So all you need to do is squeeze from the side so that the silicone hose is transparent. You can see here, and I don't know if Benjamin can zoom in on that, you can see it here at the end. You can see it here on my little camera here in the back. You can see it's kinked here at the side, and that's where the air will not go through. So if I blow into this hose here, there is no air going through. You can see it. Now what you do is you press from both sides, pop, And did you hear? It just made a little click, and that's it. Now the hose is open. Now I can blow through. So that's important. When you connect your ozone generator with the hose and there is those kinks in there, just straighten them out first. That will help. Okay, now we connect the flow regulator to the bottle. Medical, you got me? This way around. There is 2 little pins, and those 2 little pins need to go into those 2 little holes that are here. So we slide that over the top, and then we tighten the screw, and that's it. So the medical is very easy and very fast adjustable and to set up. Now we can close here the flow to 0. And again, I hope Benjamin can zoom in so close that we can see the 0 here. Can you? Yes. So it's set on 0. Now if I open the bottle, you will find that the indicator shows this one is full with 20,000 psi, so it's full right to the brim, and no oxygen is coming out. If I open it, and now you can hear oxygen coming out into the room. Now oxygen is fine, you don't need to be worried about that. There is nothing that can happen. The oxygen flow will just make you breathe a little bit better, but you can regulate with those little numbers here at the side really well how fast the oxygen escapes out of the bottle. Now that's very important as a startup, and you can turn it down to 0 and that will keep it. But you can also close the bottle again, which makes it then very good to store. Okay, next step. We have the ozone generator set up. It's plugged in with power. Now we take the hose and connect that here over our flow. And I push that over, and you can put that all the way on because that will stay forever. As long as you have the bottle or the flow regulator, that will stay. Now the other thing is with the hose to the generator, because you would like to have some left over, you keep that as long as you need it, but not longer. If you need more hose, we have an accessory pack where you can order separate, but otherwise just cut it at the length that you might need for your setup. So I cut it here so that I have some left over for my treatment bag where I need it afterwards. Okay? Now this is the most important part of all. You don't want to push that all the way in because it's not necessary. You want to push this hose in. Let me just put the oil over to this side. Benjamin, can you see it? Just a little bit, just so that it's right over the first little metal ring. Can you see it from the side? I might take it here to that camera as well, so that we can see this here as close up as possible. Oops, here we are. You see, only a tiny bit. You don't want to push it all the way down. Oh God, I'm getting seasick. You don't want to push it all the way down, just a tiny bit. And that will be sufficient. And I tell you why. This is actually the only problem that we can always have with our ozone generators. Okay, that's back on. Now I turn on the oxygen flow, and I turn on here to 1 liter. So there's now oxygen flowing into the device and coming out from that little hole. But it doesn't produce ozone yet because I haven't turned the device on. So I just blow ozone through. Now I put my finger here and seal this. Did you see what happened? This little thing popped off. Now if I put that all the way in and I put that all through and I do that, then it might not pop the outside one, it might pop an internal hose. Not a problem. You open up 2 screws, take the lid off, put those hoses back on, and then you can work again. But that's the only problem that we had in the past that caused, that stress level. I don't produce ozone anymore. Just put this one in a tiny bit so that it's easy to come off. Hold your finger over the top and you will find it builds up pressure and then the hose pops off. Nothing can happen to your generator. It's protected. Really important, really good. Okay? Now let's turn off the gas again until we come to the next level. Okay, we put this on and we're set.